Hi, my name is Latisha Porter-Vaughn, and I'm hearing impaired.
Hey you guys, it's Nate with I Ain't That Chick, and I am here today with
Latisha Porter-Vaughn.
You saw the intro, but now listen to the story.
I Ain't That Chick. It's about self-empowerment. It's about self-awareness. It's about self-respect.
What is your hearing impairment?
I have a severe to profound hearing loss, or progressive hearing loss, which when I was born, I could hear, but as the years goes on, my hearing loss deteriorates, and I don't have any inner nerve cells.
Okay, so is there a difference between being hearing impaired and being deaf?
Oh, most definitely, because deaf people can't hear at all.
Okay.
They have to have an interpreter learn sign language. And hearing impaired person, they can still hear. They may just need some type of assistant device to help them hear. My situation, I read lips.
Okay.
So I hear sound, but I can't tell you what the words and sounds of those letters are unless I'm reading your lips.
Okay. So you guys, Latisha is hearing me because she's reading my lips.
Right.
Now, I'm sure some people get it confused, and they may label you as being deaf.
Right.
How do you feel about that?
Well, I try to embrace it because many people don't understand hearing impairments. And because it's not visual, most are not aware.
Okay.
And you have people that just don't take any interest in it. So they see my hearing aids, but they still think I'm deaf even when I'm talking to them.
Okay.
So being aware of what consists in being hearing impaired is very, very important. That's how you can help and you can communicate with somebody.
And educate people also as well.
Very important.
Now, how old were you when you found out?
19 years old.
Wow. So 19, you are just really feeling yourself as an adult, and you're getting ready to rock and roll in life.
Right.
Exactly. So you have these big dreams, and what happens when you find, first of all, how did you find out that you were hearing impaired?
When I moved to New Jersey, I was living with my older sister.
Okay.
And she had me tested. And during that visit, the doctor was able to tell me what went on with my entire life from 0 to 19 years old.
And how did you feel when the doctor told you that?
I cried. Self-esteem was low. Many things that I once tried to do, I stopped doing.
Like what? Give me an example.
I would apply for jobs, but after I realized I couldn't hear on the phone, I didn't apply for certain jobs. I started being picky about certain jobs I could do. I started always weighing my qualifications on if I could hear. And I would push myself back because people with soft tones and low-pitched voices, I have the most difficult time hearing them.
Okay, you guys, I'm not soft-toned or
Not
low-pitched at all, so yes, exactly. So now tell me, because I would imagine, with a hearing impairment, you can really say, you know what, I just give up in life. I'm not going to do some certain things. So I want you to tell me, what were some of the challenges that you really, other than applying for jobs, what are some of the challenges that you run into on an everyday basis?
Well, besides the telephone, someone calling me on the streets, I don't hear them. They think I'm being conceited, or so many things.
What about driving?
Well, I don't really have any issues with driving. Okay. I don't have any issues with driving. It's a matter of if we go to the movies, I wouldn't be able to understand what they're saying in movies.
Okay.
Or if we go in the Penn Station, I couldn't tell you what the conductor was saying. And anything that dealt with my daily life, it was affected from my hearing impaired.
Okay. How does that make you feel? Because if you're driving and you can't necessarily read lips at the time, or you can't hear, or if you're at the train station, how does that?
Well, what happened, I started getting a buddy, and I stopped doing a lot of things by myself.
Okay.
Because I was dealing with the fact of just letting people know that I had a hearing impairment, which I was still insecure about telling.
Okay.
Because I wanted to be like everyone else.
Okay.
And included.
Okay.
So I was still fighting the fact that I had a hearing impairment. Okay. That was the hardest thing for me, was to accept it. Okay. And as the years went by, I did finally accept it. Now I embrace it. I'm involved with the Hearing Loss Association and different things like that keep you educated on how you can sort of fit into the hearing world.
Now, one thing, because we've said hearing impairment, but we don't want to focus so much on that, because with a hearing impairment, Latisha has accomplished probably a lot more than some of us. So I want you to look in that camera and I want you to tell people, you know, don't feel sorry for you, because you are living life.
Yes.
And tell them, what are you doing? What have you accomplished?
Right. Well, I'm very goal oriented, and once I embraced my hearing impairment, it was on. I've always been in school, and I stopped going to school after I realized I couldn't take notes in the classroom. But I've had girlfriends take classes with me so they could take my notes. And I have a best friend that did the same thing. I've always had the support to help me get through. In the meantime, after I had my son, I said I had to finish school. So I signed up with University of Maryland online educational program, and I received a BS in business.
Awesome.
And after that, I received a paralegal certificate. I took that course online. So by me realizing that with technology, there are other ways I can get my education by not being in the classroom. So I'm a self-taught person. I'm time management is very important to do online classes. It's hard. It's more work, but I did it. And then after that, last year I graduated and I received my master's degree in strategic communication.
Go girl.
And I graduated with honors. So
Let's give it up. Let's give it up.
I'm not going to let my hearing impairment stop me from achieving what God wants me to do in life. Currently, I'm studying the practice. I would like to become a special education teacher. And I have my own business. I'm a travel agent. So my goals just keep getting higher and higher, because I'm not going to let my disability hinder me. I'm going to make my adversity into opportunity.
Because our motto is, we say, I ain't that chick.
I ain't that chick, no way.
Awesome.
No, not at all.
Awesome. Tell them about your travel business.
Okay. Currently, I'm working for Paycation, and it's an online travel business where you can join if you would like. But it's a way to, it's a nice home-based business where you get plenty of benefits, not to just make money, but tax write-offs, meeting lots of people, being an entrepreneur.
What would you say to people that don't know anything about a hearing impairment? What do you want us to know?
Okay. I would like for you to know that when talking to someone and they don't answer you, maybe they didn't hear you. And you should tap the person and see. And because hearing loss is not visible, you have to pay attention to the fact that if somebody is not responsive to you, maybe they didn't hear you. People assume that, hey, why I was calling you and you didn't answer me. You don't hear? Most of the time they don't. So be a little bit more sensitive to someone that doesn't hear you, and speak slower, speak louder. You have to speak real loud. The slowness in your sound of voice, and enunciate the word so that the person can understand you. That would help a person with a hearing impairment, especially like myself.
Awesome. Thank you so much for speaking with us today, you guys.
Thank
she shared
you
it
for
all.
having me on your I Ain't That Chick video.
Thank you, guys.
Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.